quite been able to be invited into the arms of Shox, Kenny, and etc. And it hasn't happened on a regular basis. And he felt like this was his chance, right? But then Body shows up, and now he stands against them in the first best of one of the ESL Pro League finals. Yeah.
This looks like quite an explosive hit's about to come in towards upper, I can imagine. Yeah, there we go. Six is going to lead it in, probably going to be traded off pretty quickly. Body's backed away from it, and there's the first kill. Now, Body staying alive this long is kind of curious, but it's XMS. He's traded effectively and put them in a favorable situation for now.
For now, and it's going to be extended by Happy. But Shox, never want to write Shox out. He's already got info on XMS. He knows the bomb went down, but very swift free fire from XMS. You talk about him making an impact, and that's going to be the first nail in the pistol. Lovely work. That's going to be 3 for XMS and a T pistol round on Nuke. That's very influential.
Yeah, they need that. Let's be honest. Even though this map isn't as, CT biased as it used to be, you still want to get those first 3 because it just gets it under your belt. You get that nice buffer, and you know that then at least if we get 2 more, get those gun rounds in, perfect. That's great. That's fine. That's all you really need. So 5 SMGs, 2 UMPs, 3 MAC-10s, full molly buy as well. I want to see if they have somewhere specific for this. The French sides used to be known for that super molly heavy play, weren't they? They were the ones that did it on cash so much. And I like them doing this. Knocking out the windows up above sets the precedent that even if they do it one round, it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to hit upper. You've already set the marker that we do this every round, so they never get the read into what's happening.
Right.
So it's a nice little touch. They could hit it later, they might not. And it looks like we do have 2 players already lining stuff up there. I think that's going to be Happy and Scream, I can imagine, possibly. So maybe they'll utilize it, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, Nuke is probably the same alongside Inferno of where that second round force really is effective. There's just so many little nooks and crannies you can find yourself in with the Deagle, such as Shox, or even just a P250. CZ as well, becoming more and more key in the meta as of late. Kind of, it has nothing changed, but people are back on it, moving away from the 5-7 as well. So here we go. Information being gathered by the T side. They're just going to go ahead and just walk on upper, and it's going to be a question. I mean, retaking with their current equipment, G2 realize this is going to be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, you're just looking for picks, really, aren't you?
Take something away from them.
There's no rifles to recover or strip out, so you might just keep this for the next round as well.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, they've got some armor, so Shox, Apex, and Body probably going to be the ones to be quite, centralized to each other. And I think they might be. And yeah, you're going to see Shox probably go up onto this, or if he just sits to the back, yeah, he's going to hop up, so you can get a nice little peek towards Crows. Pretty sweaty angle, and that's about it, right?
Lauren, are we about to end a round of Counter-Strike without
10 alive?
With 10 alive!
Only a bit of damage.
If NVK hadn't
Happy
taken
and
any
NVK.
damage, damn it. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And it's on Nuke of all maps, right? Like, normally there's at least, a
There's
bit of a
something.
scuffle.
Come on.
Oh, Happy.
Come on,
Don't
Happy,
ruin this,
change
Happy.
it.
Don't ruin this.
Stay.
No, I like this. It's clean.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A second round where not a single person died. That's not something you get to see every day. And an upper take as well from Envy. They walked in. Interesting buy as well. The 3 MAC-10s, 2 UMPs. They were planning on just basically holding down W and hoping for a plant. And it worked out well for them. Not giving them the chance of a slow default, not spreading out. No need for those deagles to have any power where it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's a light reinvestment as well, because Envy didn't need to use all those mollies and everything for the, for the hold of the afterplant. They're fine. Nice little quick flash from XMS. Sets him up for the play if he needs to. Make sure that if anyone pushes close, they're going to be pretty blind. Smokes out. Bit of a, going through the motions, it feels right now for the T side. Double smokes in. They're the deep smokes that they like to play out. So it kind of cuts them a deeper route down towards Secret. It's a little bit different to other teams, so it's not quite as deep down towards, CT Red. So they can kind of get through there. And they're going to force G2 to now rotate. So I'm curious to see what they do from now, because people like Astralis, I love the way they play Secret on their T side. It forces rotations and they punish. That's a nice shot from Apex, though. Oh. And he's the player you don't want to get confident early. On this map, he is a god.
Yeah, taking one there would have been prime for Apex. Just maybe cutting them down to size. Now it's going to be a little too easy. It's close fights. XMS is just going to mow another down, and it will just be Kenny and Shox. Who better, though, with these Deagles to try and make an impact, but nothing's going to connect just yet. And Kenny, no armor, no hope. Not even going to take another frag, and that will be the third. Interestingly enough, Envy are going to have buckets of money now. If they play the bonus round as well, which is probably highly unlikely given the MAC-10s, but we'll see. Maybe they are. Yeah, look, RPK just topping up on nades. There's going to be at least 2 AKs in play now. So 2 AKs keeping one of the MAC-10s.
Yeah, keep the UMPs, upgrade the others.
Yeah, makes sense. There we go.
Done.
So that's, I mean, their money is going to, if they win this one as well with some UMP
Kenny just
kills,
got blocked.
Ooh, cash.
He's not happy. Look at, you can see the little mouse wiggle of like, move.
Damn you.
Please move. Let's see if they go for something fast. I want to see if they go for something different. Yes, they are. They're going quicker, but Kenny already going to find one. Almost caught one in the heels there going down the vents.
Nice angle from Kenny as well. XMS is the only one standing now. G2 just flexing, showing what they can do when weapons are in their palms. Keeping 4 alive and mowing down Envy's quick approach. There was no smoke, no cover.
Nothing.
There was just a rush towards that upper site. vent dive with no smoke.
And it's kind of curious, like, the money wasn't that bad for G2. They were able to afford Molly, so kind of rushing through Squeak and things like that, you're kind of opening yourself up to these issues. You know that once you break the CT's economy on this map, yeah, exploit it, run in and just give them no mercy, right? Just, you know, make them bite the pillow. But otherwise... otherwise...
Goodness me!
That was...
We're 4 rounds in, Lauren. Keep it chill. We're going till 6 a.m.
It is actually going to be a really long day.
It is going to be a long day.
God,
so if you guys, you know, you enjoy seeing people lose their sanity, you're in the right stream.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah.
But Twitch chat are getting pretty interested. Yeah, well, Twitch chat, YouTube
I'm just
chat.
sipping
They're having a great time.
Sipping some caffeine. Oh, I just got told off for having a sip of my coffee.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, I was just rehydrating for the day ahead.
No, you're not allowed to do that. But a match pause,
I'm just thinking more about that Kenny angle.
Which one, after he got blocked?
No, yes, exactly. But basically, by holding that, you save yourself a molly. You can throw that after holding the initial peak, so you kind of keep the T side at bay just for a little bit longer, as long as your teammates do have hut.
Yeah, because Body normally plays it. He's
Right.
normally quite close to hut. I don't know if he plays it in these gun rounds. He was playing it during the pistol, and he normally plays towards that side of things. And then MBK normally plays up by, well, he plays by the top of Squeak. And to be fair, Shox is actually normally the one outside by Garage, or he was recently. I don't know if that's changed, and that's what's kind of loosened up Kenny S a bit. He can play a little bit more around. But that's as it is. We've been asked, who do you think will win this game and why? Alex, hit me.
I mean, it was very hard to see past G2. Over in Kiev as well, I was kind of I got on the hype train, the G2 hype train, a little prematurely.
Kind of
You know, they had like 2 or 3 group games
Wasn't it
where
just
they
you
looked
and Henry
nuts. Me and
who were
Henry
just,
were just
like,
like
really
circle
into
jerking it. Yeah, we were well into it.
Sorry, we're 4 rounds in?
What? That's an internet phrase. But we were really into the idea of just seeing those names doing well is just very exciting for a Counter-Strike fan. And on the other side of things, the revenge vibes from Envy would be nuts. And they have done it before. At the start, we were talking about it, right? They've done it before.
And for me, it's Happy you can make a big difference, right?
Okay.
And Sponge, again, brings us up every time we discuss Happy. When Happy does active lurking rather than passive lurking, he is phenomenal at it, and he can change games. If he does the same old, same old lurk, doesn't quite work to the same effect. Now, that may not change the results overall. That may be a small thing that we pick up on because we see it from a very external perspective.
The last one alive syndrome.
But, Happy, like, especially on Cobble, for example, when he's actively playing to kind of T-side, right? So if he's actively playing to be a nuisance in drop all the time or playing out by plat a little bit, he's really pulling them over, he's being a big linchpin of it, then he's great. If he's just kind of like playing that late lurk over, just like drops down once they've already hit up A, it's not quite the same. And you've seen the like up and down of Happy, right? You'll have games where he is that guy, where he's playing that bigger role. But yeah, so he's another swing point for me. But someone's asked, does Apex play a role in the success of G2 like he did with EnVyUs? Or is it just really the Shox and Kenny S show now? Now, I think you need a whole team, right? I don't think you can ever just kind of put it on 2 players unless it's in very specific cases. I think that Kenny can be a player to change games, and as can Shox be, but Apex has always played this crazy role, right? And I always love watching this guy on the T side. And he's been that guy who actually said something that always stuck with me, is that, I think someone brought up a stat of his, success as an entry fragger, and it wasn't that high, and he was like, of course it's not. I'm an entry fragger. Half the time I'm going to be running in and dying. Like, what else can I do here? This is pretty much my job. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, so I kind of have to do this.
Absolutely.
So, don't read into the stats. Look at the team's success. When the team wins, I win. That was the thing I actually really liked.
And I think Apex has always had that mindset. It's so easy. I mean, Taco is the most prime example of this. Is you get down because of your stats. People consider you bad or worse of a player because of your statistics. When we know that entry fragging is a necessary component in a good T side, and he certainly is one of the very best at it. We are going to take a quick hiatus from this match pause in our discussion to have a quick look at one of those pro tip videos. But
before we get there, again, tweet at us if you want more questions answered while this rolls.
Yeah, good idea. We'll do a Q&A when we come back from this pro tip.
Hey Future Pros! Back on Nuke today, and I have another slick smoke to help you with your T-side. Playing Nuke can feel like hell, but with this Heaven smoke, you'll be winning round after round. The first step to executing this smoke is to shoot out the back left skylights. Once done so, run along to silo and position yourself over this line. Aim just to the left of the second rail post and slightly above the roof. Find mouse 1 on your gaming mouse and then press it. And just like that, Heaven will be perfectly smoked.
Nice and quick smoke there from Rush. He's got. I like the dulcet tones of his voice in the morning.
Hey, future pros.
Hey, future pros.
No, yeah, but I'm not sure what the issue is.
I've never seen him throw that smoke in our matchmaking games.
No,
so
this is the thing, right? Rush actually is. He refuses to play with me these days. I've heard by proxy.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't add. I invite him all the time.
Doesn't do it.
He's always asleep. Who sleeps at like 5 p.m.?
More like 5 a.m.
5 a.m. actually, more realistically, yeah.
But yeah, no, he doesn't listen to his own
I think he hates us. I think
I
that's.
actually tend to agree.
Ah.
It upsets me and my little feelies. But we've actually had another question, Alex, and I'm going to ask you this one.
Oh, drop it.
What do you think about the UMP nerf? Do you see this having an impact on the pro meta? So essentially, they nerfed the range.
Yeah. They cut the range down. I don't think it's sufficient. I kind of mirror a lot of thoughts of other professional players and analysts. I think I can't think of one instance where I felt like the UMP range was the crux of the issue, where that was the problem. I think for me, the main problem I had was the simple fact that you just make so much money, and the usual, full buy rifles and nades has just kind of been thrown out the window. You very rarely get to see that nowadays. I think that's my core of the issue, is that it's just too easy to kill someone and make too much money, and it's becoming somewhat of a replacement for those close angles you'd normally take an M4.
There you go. Hope that answers your questions, guys.
Yeah. What about you? I mean, you can kind of.
No,
continue
I
this.
completely echo the sentiment. I think it's most people's kind of
I saw a
thoughts.
discussion on Reddit where they're like, "Oh yeah, the UMP's so much so much worse now," and I'm like, "How
What
often
were
were
people
you?
using
What
it
angle
for?
were you holding that required long-range UMP?" Like,
yeah.
I can understand like why you would maybe take a 5.7 over a UMP if you're playing a really close corner.
Yeah, because it's just a one-shot head. Again, nice one, Valve. Like
They're fun. They are.
that's how it feels on that one. No, yeah, I don't.
Make it, even if you just made it like a little bit, you made the UMP just like 1500, or even put it in line with the Scout. Like think about the Scout, right? 1800, and it's so much worse than the UMP. In terms of like, you're never going to see someone do multi-frags with a Scout.
Unless it's Christian.
Unless it's Chris J or Roka. For some reason, very good at using that Scout.
Don't know how it works, but they're on it.
Yeah, so I think, make it 1800 and make the kill reward 450, and suddenly you've got an SMG you have to think about before you buy. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a nicer approach to it.
Fiddle the numbers.
Yeah, people also asking about body and XMS, and how do you think about the new French
They're asking about my body.
up-and-comers?
They're asking about this zip.
You've got a weird little zip there.
You
Does it actually...
want to know what it does?
Please, I hope it reveals the
I won't
nips.
show you.
Please.
If you want to know what this zip does, tweet me. Maybe we'll get a poll going.
You got to tap
We're
that
in,
down.
ladies and gentlemen, G2 Envy, the French domestic affair that is already looking rather fiery. G2 win the first buy after the initial pistol go in the way of Envy.
Now, I like already the variety that Kenius is showing. He's had a couple of different peaks here, and this is something we often kind of praise towards the likes of Device and a couple of others, their variety of angles that they play from. Now, Nuke often lends itself to this for specifically, there's very defined lines. But we are going to see the smokes going outside. We'll come back to that in a moment, because these are the kind of curved smokes, again, that G2 likes. So they take the control slowly. Now, MBK is going to be able to see this, though. If they actually do go to Secret, he should be able to spot maybe one or two. But Happy sneaks across.
That's what I love about the way they use those smokes, is they hug them just on the precipice of it, which means that even angles like this, MBK is probably calling nothing mid, nothing outside, rather. Happy's managed to get a real advantageous position whilst using those smokes. He can now cause a lot of kerfuffle.
Now, if anyone's watching in lower, they would have noticed that no one's actually gone down. So that's the big difference here. So they are actually reading this correctly still for G2. When Happy makes himself noted, that's the problem. Now, obviously, if he's active or passive in the lurking, that's the storyline here. And he's active. That's it. Happy comes around, finds Shocks, and it should be go time soon for Envy. They're about to line up for this one. Hits coming towards upper.
This is going to be big unless MBK can really put the stop sign out. Apex plays anti-flash, and they're not checking the corner. Quick reaction from XMS, but Body is doing enough on site. One more to find, and another. Drops them down. 3 swift frags from Body makes up for the shortcomings of his comrade Apex, and that will be the second for G2.
It was a nice try, though. You could see the Happy's position and then caught out Shocks, and you could see that pinch coming through, and it was all going well. Apex falls. You're like, it's happening. This is a great hit. But Body, now that guy asked already, what do you think of these players? Body was a backbone, not only during recent times when he first got into the French rosters, when he first kind of climbed London, the last Pro League finals that came down. Well, yeah. The one before.
That was 3, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But the point is, like, he turns up at these events. I don't know what it is about the Pro League, but he has a game on this one. And so far, he's, again, standing, delivering, but Envy going for a quick hit. This is what they like to do, I guess, on their on their ecos. They like to get that lower control and try and play down towards it. They got a couple of players down. Their bomb's gone loose. Happy, nowhere to be found. So not much to be seen here.
I've never seen someone get double kill quite so quickly. Apex had just 2 heads must have lined up immediately, perhaps through that squeaky door.
Yeah.
And now Happy is just going to go ahead and try and take something away. But G2 are going to be starting to make themselves very comfortable here, scavenging away all the nades they possibly can, building some bank, because this is going to be CT nuke. They want to go ahead and try and find those double digits, try and make a huge impact, a big statement. This is a best of one. Their enemy rather, did win the pistol on the T side, and they're managing to make them pay for it currently, as we're going to be seeing 2 buys back-to-back that are rather lackluster. First it was Tech9s and a couple of Kevs, now even less, as EnVy are going to be conceding another, it seems.
Yeah, and this is good stuff for G2 though, because it means their money should get more stable, which means you get these consistent mollies coming in, and they're reading it well. Now, one player slipping through though could cause problems. I think, was that the bomb? Yeah, it is. Six is going to get a cheeky plant. If he goes to the back, he is nicely done. There's be a nade, a molly, something maybe to hinder him, but oh, these kills going through XMS and RPK. That's made this interesting and quite costly. Now, you've got Sixer and Happy to hold this one on. Let's see their afterplant positions. Six is up in control room, and where's Happy right now? Of course he's by Squeaky.
This could work, though, because they have to go through vents.
You're always mindful that you know Happy's going to be around the back, so it slows you down.
NBK knows better than anyone that there's going to be someone around the back, and now a 2 versus 2. Not impossible. He knows where the bomb plant is if he goes decon. If NBK leaves that door open, we have a problem. Not going to be enough. NBK tagged down to 50, but the bomb will be defused, but that's very costly. One more kill could have been even worse, but losing an AWP, losing 2 rifles, all like Kevlar and nades wasted versus what? A couple of P250s.
That
Wonderful
was
stuff.
really well played. And I guess as well, that comes off the back of being able to get down towards, you know, the vents so early, be able to pull off a vent dive like that. One, you need the spawn for it, sure. But still, that's a little worrying. Now, we do see the double AWP coming out. This excites me because this is a trend for a lot of teams at the moment. Now, we're seeing Fnatic doing it as basically their backbone of their CT sides as of late, and it's fine. It kind of works for them, and you know, until it doesn't, and then you're kind of money screwed for years, it feels like. Now, I hope this isn't a common trend. We know that Shox doesn't necessarily have to have the AWP, but this could be their go-to. This could be how they kind of play this one out. You keep the core of NBK, Apex, and Body kind of focusing towards upper, split out maybe Shox towards, you know, maybe Garage, watching the outside, and Kenny towards ramp. You have plenty of options. We know that Body can control that upper side so well. Now, on the other side, Goodbye's going to come in for EnVyUs here. I wonder if Six is going to tickle with the AWP, but T-side AWPing on this map against Kenny or Shox, it's not easy, and maybe he's in that like mind of, all right, yeah, I'm going for it, here we go. He was getting the second of like, all right, here, yeah, we're going in. So let's see where these AWPers go to as well. Shox and Kenny are going to be interesting to watch on, for my mind, to see where they split themselves up to, but Sixer has to face one of them.
I'm seeing some indecision as well. You can see he was walking towards ramp, changes his mind, going to be getting the smoke out. And they're going to continue to do their wall of smokes that has been relatively successful so far. Shox, though, taking
Look how aggressive
what
this
on
is.
earth? He's going to actually be able to peek just the corner of that. Evades the smoke for now. Apex is there to trade should he get challenged. And NBK is now taking Shox's responsibility of outside spray. Not too shabby. Close, but no cigar. And now actually the pressure is mounting as he opts for a fresh magazine. 2 members already making their way down, and one has fallen. RPK down, Scream tagged up as well. NBK's done a fantastic job of keeping them locked down. Now the smoke towards Mini keeps Scream locked out. He's really struggling to find a route, an avenue to safety at this point.
Yeah, and they're being picked apart. XMS falling and that weird push on his own, not great. And now Kenny's got a good angle. They are going to be able to cross back out from this just about with their lives. But by this point, they have no way into these sites. They had a weird kind of like split off push down towards Garage, chasing out NBK like that with no trading capability because Scream wasn't there with RPK. Really weird round, but now it's on Sixer to find an opportunity, find an avenue of attack, and it looks very unlikely, and I think we're going to see a save.
A little bit of fun for you as well, some trivia while we do watch this round conclude. Sixer is using Kenny's old AWP. You'll see it now. That is the magic stick. Yes, you see the stickers, you see the EnVy. It's the EnVy AWP. That's how it's been considered, I think. Kenny giving that one over to Sixer. So if he gets killed by his own, look at them, they're having a dance just as we talk about them. Oh god, it's matchmaking.
How is this the Pro League finals?
Kenny knows what's going on. He knows it's 600. Oh!
Daddy is back.
Sit down, sit down, son.
Daddied Sixer in that situation. Like, you've had some fun.
Okay.
And now...
No scopes are over.
Now no fun. All right?
5-3 then. And the double AWPs did bring home the round. In fact, you know what? Really, it was actually EnVy's decision-making that brought home the round for them.
Really weird, wasn't it?
Odd to watch.
I can see why they kind of went for it in a way. You know, that opportunity to chase down one out when you know that it's NBK maybe, or you know it's not an AWP. All right, let's pressure it. But they didn't go together. It was just a little bit disjointed, which is strange. You know, normally you'd expect these guys to be a little bit more regimented and a little bit kind of in control. But not the case, not to be. And we are seeing a difference again. AWPer outside this time. Kenny S. Such a really, really kind of fluid CT side thus far.
It has looked real nice, and I'm intrigued to know what Kenny can do holding outside, because sometimes he likes to push through these smokes, and this round is no exception. Perfect work with that flashbang from Envy, though, but he's going to stand vigilant. He wants to take this fight there, instead taking the outside route, and that's going to be him down. Orp gone. $7,000 rolling on the floor for the CT side now, and Shox fortunately did manage to catch someone, but Apex, quick smoke, a little bit of information. I love to see that. Very, very nice use of utility.
You know you can wallbang through the right there and get to the vents. I'll show you this afterwards.
Ooh,
It's a
show me.
really, really gross wallbang. I don't know if it was on Reddit or not, but if you guys are at home, you play lower, check it out. You can actually wallbang on the T side through towards vents and cuts it off. But speaking of cutting off, there goes NBK's head. XMS finding the opening, but Body still stands. He's keeping this one in check, buying time for that. Apex round the back keeps this one from going Envy's way. It's a lockdown, and it's a good one as well.
They are looking solid. Still only brought down to 2. Great connection from XMS to actually find the way into the site. However, not enough to convert to the 4th. And the double ops come back. I was wondering whether it would. They certainly have the funds to finance such an investment. And now we look for the 7th for G2. They've hit quite their stride. The initial 3 coming from Envy and their 1 pistol. And now this is going to be the 3rd round we've seen from Envy with a limited buy. They are just kind of jumping into the jaws of G2 at this point in time.
Fast vent dive again. Are we
I
going to
love
see
that
it?
angle. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's the same one. Apex already finding Scream there from the hut angle, basically. Now, they've had to slow down because this time the mollies were there in time. And there's the hit towards upper coming in. Now it's to just control it, don't give up weaponry, and they're doing good thus far.
Did I see the bomb fall from Scream's corpse down into the vents? As if you were going to lose the round any better. You just see it fly across the Shox's screen.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It did! It went down the vents! Oh, that's just salt in the wound, isn't it? I mean, you're not going to win the round anyway, but watching the bomb fall to the other side of the site, that's
grim, isn't
that's
it?
pretty grim. Yeah.
That's a rough one.
So 24 points of damage was all Envy could muster to Body, and that will be all they've acquired so far. Starting to reach quite scary numbers for that CT economy.
Where's Scream gone?
He's
Come on,
coming.
Scream.
He's on his way. I'm checking our Q&A, by the way, Lauren.
It's slowed down a bit.
No, people are intrigued to know what the zipper does.
That's for later. If
That's-
you, if
I
you
told
make
you.
it to the end of the stream,
Yeah,
You might get
whatever
a
it is, 7 a.m. when we
Yeah.
finish. If any of you guys are in Europe and you're going to be doing this slog with us, please do let us know.
yeah, let
This
us
is gonna
know
be
if you're
fun.
with us. I want to know who dares go
we'll
for
get
this.
we'll get to know you.
Oh, Shox again. He's doing this. It's so aggressive. CT side aggression on Nuke into Squeaky. What is going on? Xmas finds Apex. Of course, it's madness.
Wow.
I really don't get it. And it's worked. You've cut them apart, and the rest of G2 pincer as well. They close it in, and now Happy's left just scratching his head going, how has this happened?
That is some hyper aggression. When you see a Molotov where Sixer stands, twice now it lands and forces them back. They're basically in T-spawn.
This is so sick. They push up through ramp, through Squeaky.
They're trying to find control where
This
they
is
should have
filthy.
it. That's very, very scary stuff. And RPK, as soon as he shows his back, and never mind, MBK was going to take him down should he need him. Body was waiting in the wings as well. And now Sixer's sitting there wondering where it all went wrong. And just to clarify, there is still 60 seconds of play. That has all transpired in like a 40-second window. Outrageous.
That's so sick.
Well, that's a start. Sixer going to back away, and that nade could very well take down Shox here. Not quite. Finds shelter in hut, and that will be the 8th for G2. And that's a complete change-up of pace.
You don't see CT aggression like that.
Not often.
Not on this map, not there.
We saw Shox's AWPing angles, and like that's something.
That was like,
that's some
ooh,
aggression.
And then, we used to get excited about a couple of players pushing, outside. Oh, that's aggression. And now we see them. Now we're going T-spawn, boys.
Yeah.
You what? It's just,
Excuse me.
I'm impressed. And to be fair, everyone from G2's performing here. We haven't had like a quiet player. It's not like they're just having Kenny S going off. This is a nice, well-rounded performance. Again, you can see the initial peak there when Kenny S goes to it. He's just expecting maybe the vent dive to come through, or just wants to get that one back off, kind of maybe fall towards playing lower. And MBK, this is dangerous. You've got to be a little cautious here. Is anyone else by him on ramp? No, he's pretty much alone here. So he's got to feel this one out. He is one of those players who has a good feel of, like, not necessarily a solo site player to the degree of others, but he can play them extremely diligently, and there's Shox. Beautiful angle. You get no way in.
everywhere.
I'm sorry. G2 are playing a beautiful game of CS currently.
Yeah, I mean, he has got kills every single angle you can think of. Now Kenny's holding. NBK may fall, but they have to try and get past this AWP, and it's so scary. There's a gap, Sixer, and you know it. He's just cowering in fear now, tries to take the fight, but nothing will come of it, and that is the power of the AWPs. 4 of the 5 kills for G2 are going to be with the Zoom Banger. 11 frags for Kenny S as well. He's been doing a spectacular job, as well as, I mean, you saw it's been a bit slower for Shox, but still his angles, his timing is very intimidating for Envy.
That's the way to put it. And look at that money again. It's just
This is the 5th.
trashed here, isn't it?
Yeah. It's nearly half of the rounds Envy have played have
So-
been with half buys or whatever you consider this.
Yeah, Alex, someone just said unzip the NIP. I don't know what that means.
Oh no, I don't know what they're talking about. The ninjas in
Yeah,
pajamas.
NIP aren't even here, guys. Well, I don't get it.
There is an image on the internet of me with my ninjas in pajamas out. That's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life.
And didn't you do that for like 20 followers?
300. Yeah. I had like 80.
And you
And
went for it.
They asked to see my nips for 300.
You're
Okay.
you're a
It was
very
dark
cheap
times,
date.
Lauren.
Yeah,
It was
you're a
dark
cheap
times.
date. But what's happened is at least Envy got a pick this time. Ibex goes down, Scream's found Kenny. Okay, they're starting to make a bit of work here, but all right, that's awkward. Hello, Scream.
Wow.
What is that sort of shot? Shox kind of allows a little bit of an opportunity, and of course he's going to take it. And now into a 4v2, but Body still stands in a good spot-ish. Trades out eventually. Now MBK 1v3. They should have had this round, and they made it work. And that's kind of surprising. I think a couple of maybe lackluster individual performances from GT there, maybe not as quite in tune, but yeah, here comes the response. Hey, MBK, how's that auto sniper
Now,
looking?
what's the theory here? Does he take this ramp and just spray through the smoke, or does he spray through the outdoor smoke?
Oof.
I can see him taking this garage and just kind of keeping control of outdoors, but never mind. Looks like his angles, his heart is set on that ramp. Let's have a look.
On the initial, I think it was like the initial CS:GO trailer that came out, or one of them, there isn't like a one of those.
An auto sniper?
Auto sniper, and then a Negev as well towards ramp, and it makes me very happy. And to be fair, he plays all those annoying guns, and it finds it very, very funny. Anyway, into this one. What is this?
That's an angle from Shox and a half. You can just see the top of the heads on liking that.
Because they changed the upper
The little bollard.
catwalks. Yeah, the bollards are removed now, but the little piece of the catwalk, I guess it's like a toe board if you're a nerd. But yeah, they removed it, so you can actually see it clearer. So this could play him well. So both the AWPs basically postured for the outside hit. All the riflers, I guess MBK kind of excluded.
They're receding though. Envy are out there.
Oh dear. Envy aren't finding much in the way of entries here.
Well, I mean, I guess the smokes and the footsteps will draw Shox and Kenny into those positions, but there are still 3 to deal with, and they're rather scary. Body, in the meantime, has actually got a rather aggressive position. You can see him posted up towards Hut, and now a deep smoke from his teammates just going to keep him cushy. A squeaky push could cause a problem.
Away they go. It's like every time they approach something
that's
like...
twice now. They've just changed their mind completely.
Just abort that plan, and they've forced it to MBK. All right. Show me the money, Nathan. Let's see what we've got here. Oh!
What is the counter to an auto sniper, I hear you ask?
That.
An AWP is the answer, and now a flashbang from Shox is going to keep him at bay. They could easily make some pressure towards ramp, but they're pushing him. They had access to the lower site. Instead, they're just going to be causing some aggression, causing a stir. The Molotov tickles Scream down to 21, and now they find themselves doing a complete ring around the Rosie. They are everywhere. They are a rash here on Nuke.
Once it's gone up the ladder, down the ladder, and I don't know if they're trying to fake out the sound or do something. They've got 10 seconds left.
I don't think they
They've
know
got
what
to
they're
go quick.
doing.
Where is this bomb? RPK, do you have time for this? 7-6.
He's got it.
He can get the bomb down, but he has no chance of changing or... And they're just rushing this. They are going to bum rush the hell out of this one. RPK, you better line him up and knock him down. He doesn't, and it's all on Sixer.
Oh, what a connection. Kenny down with the magic stick, no less, and now a deagle in his hand for the 4th. A crucial 5th round. He needs this for his team. Body, he's starting the aggression. Nice patience exerted from Sixer, but he can't find the shot. And Body's got oodles of time to find this one. Both players had 3 kills prior to that, and it will be Body who emerges with 4.
I don't know. I was so ready for Sixer to nail that. I was like, it's his time.
Now is the time.
It was not.
10-4.
Yeah, 10-4.
We said double digits was the aim, and I mean an 11th would just be a bit of salt in the wound at this point.
Yeah, if you're Envy, you're aiming, of course, for one more, just because it kind of puts you out of the realm of, well, if they win the pistol and just get the last, the 2 off the back of it, then we're basically on the doorstep, you know what I mean? So you kind of wanted a little bit more of a buffer so you get a chance in the gun rounds to try and keep the economy low for the CTs and kind of then pull the game forward. But we'll see. Double nades towards Squeak, trying to get a bit of a quick going, but none of it happening. You can see the mollies, the nades, all poured into this early, denying that quick hit from Envy, and now they're down to 3 smokes, excuse me, and they did have a molly, but that's now gone. RPK finds a route. He needs to find that shot, and he does. That's a good opener. Kenny just did not expect that.
Well controlled. Happy. He's going to be doing his own little thing. You can see just waiting towards Hut. The rest of the team, though, are still considering taking this upper site. Body close with low HP. Seems like quite the risk. He's quite comfortable in Hut, though. Has Shox to trade. And this is the aggression we're talking about. What on earth is
Late
that?
round aggression.
Late round CT aggression. They've actually traded places
almost.
here.
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy, what's up?
They can literally just play retake. They don't need to play back into this. They know they're in the upper site. They can kind of chill out a little bit here. Now, the problem is that the T side are going hunting, and now Nathan has to respond. NBK has to come back into it a little bit, and he's done that. And there you go. Closeout happens. And Envy, I've got to say, pretty lackluster. The majority of their rounds are from the pistol. That's just not good enough.
Yeah, it has been a slow start for Envy. Still, I mean, if you don't quite look at where those 4 rounds came from,
But you have to.
you could give them a real shot
But
at this.
you have to.
I'm having a quick check-in, by the way. I asked you guys whether you're going to be with us for the long haul, and I've got a couple. AIM Note says I'm going to try and stay up. It's 6 in Britain at the moment. We have, who else? Tom McFarlane, guess we're in this together. So lots of you guys are sticking around, and you should stick around as we do take a brief break.
Athletes aren't just born. They're molded from the core. A core of strength. A core of laser focus. A core that can handle anything. A core that sweats the small stuff. A core that's the difference maker, game changer, world shocker. You see, hard work makes the athlete. But the edge of a Core i7 processor makes you unstoppable.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
Pistols have happened. One left. Kenny, no armor. He's gone as well. We had to play recap as we did take that quick hiatus to get everything resolved. Thank you so much for staying with us, ladies and gentlemen, as it is G2 Envy in their first game of their group. That's indeed 2 groups here for the ESL Pro League Finals. They're over in Dallas. We're broadcasting here on the B stream from the lovely Katowice studios for ESL. And myself, Machine, joined by Pansy for our second half of Nuke. Now, Lauren, so far, so good for Envy. They got the pistol. That's 2 pistols now so for them in here.
Yeah, well, at least they're succeeding in one aspect of the game. So, yeah, good for them. It gives them that breathing room. G2 completely opting out of this round, and I kind of like it. They're not in the hurry. They don't need to rush into this one. They can abscond out of this and then get that really nice buy. So they don't need to try and reset them early. They're 11 to 5 right now. It'll probably be 11 to 6, but that's fine. If they get a bomb plant, that's phenomenal. So you can see how small the chances are of doing anything in this round, unless, I don't know, Envy forget how to use a mouse. So again, they have just Glocks. So
there should be no way they get a single kill here.
Don't miss Sixer. Don't
Like,
do
this
it.
is the fullest of ecos, the most pure of ecos. They're all running around with their Glocks essentially just waiting for this round to end. But a bomb plant, I mean, you highlighted that. It's not the most impossible scenario if they do some... I mean, with no utility, it's very hard to fake and very hard to draw any CT rotates, because why would you versus Glocks? But, I mean, a dream scenario for sure, and it's not the most impossible thing on Nuke, given how quickly you can get from one bomb site to the other. But a kill is necessary for that to happen, and already looking rather unlikely. Bodies lining up, 3 headshots, 4. As we see, Sixer take another body shot this time, and that will be the end of it. Not a single player falling for Envy. That's exactly what they needed. And the reason for that from G2 is that they want to be forcing into the 3rd round. After such a pure and crisp eco, they're actually going to be pulling out some Galils. What the bloody hell is this? They give Shox the AK. I approve of that. I'm happy with that, giving him that.
But Galils with
4 Galils on
T
T-side Nuke. What's the play here?
What's the T-side's plan? Yeah, we've got to watch this one. Where are those smokes going? Let's keep eyes on Apex and Body so we can see where they're going to set up. Okay, quick play towards outside. I guess you're not expecting the Galils, right? That's the whole piece of it. They're doing quick smokes, so they are fast as you like, so they're going to play as close to them, and they're ahead of them. Apex now going to lead it through. Envy weren't expecting this close, and they don't. Sixer goes down. Beautiful work from Apex. That's the entry fragger you want to be looking at. Smart, quick, efficient. Shox playing off his back as well, making sure no one can be in that lower side. XMS is down there. But now this is when things get tough. They've got some control, but how do they exploit EnVyUs? Because Envy now need to be careful of everything else.
They've only seen one weapon as well.
Exactly, they've seen one Galil. What does that mean? You know, why does he have a Galil? So again, they'll work it out, I'm pretty sure. But this could be a nice pinch towards upper. They could try and punish the guys coming in from that lower side. They want to work up secret. A lot of options still here.
100%. XMS is actually on his fallen comrade now, wondering where it all went wrong. Apex, however, back-turned. Good positioning from XMS and able to trade. But now, that's another one. Trading back and forth into a 3 versus 3. Bodies managed to maneuver himself into the upper side. And now, looks like we're going to be seeing a bomb plant come of this one. Or a Scavenge Galil for Scream. He's going to be doing his best as he heads, I imagine, through Mini. And Bomb's going to be taking away now. I mean, the CT side are not close. They are going to have 3 different angles to approach from, but G2 rather comfortable on what was a very limited buy. I liked that Apex used his own utility, used his own blood, sweat, and tears to maneuver into getting that entry frag.
They have 1 flash and 1 kit. So this flash is going to signify go, I can imagine. There it is. It goes up. It catches no one, actually. Kenny's holding the close push from Hut, and here they come. Shox already finding 1 is big, but that's bigger. Kenny spots him out, gets the frag. Shox gets the call, and there is G2 flipping this on its head. Shox getting the frags is brilliant as well. Confidence on the T side coming in for him early. Always good. Because you get that rifle, you're like, all right, I can't mess this up. Okay, the other's got Galils, but I'm the backbone here. Good for him to get that one, and now the money's going to be in a weird place for EnVyUs. They can still buy, but they don't have that cushion, they don't have that buffer.
Interesting. G2, so little nades, and I mean, what's the first thing you say you need to have a good T-side on Nuke is utility? They make it work without. I mean, just 2 smokes invested and a couple of flashbangs. They go for that double flash this time. They've got plenty of utility this time, quite contrast to this last. Good pre-aim from Apex. He's very, very comfortable with this push.
He knows they don't have an AWP, so he can kind of play a little bit more like this.
Absolutely, he's going to actually flash for his teammates on that upper balcony. They push together as a unit, Happy not showing face, but Apex is so convinced. It's almost like he knows him. It's almost like he's played a team with him. There's Kenny, though, takes the head off of Happy. 1 CT down and more to go. 6 are outside now. And his teammate, XMS, just gets completely beheaded. It's Apex to do the damage. Heads are rolling, and so are G2. They are on a quite clear warpath. This could be 13, unless Scream can do something, and he has alongside RPK. 1 low in Garage, RPK and Scream, 29 points of health between them.
Well, but RPK still found Kenny S. This is MBK's turn to really turn up somehow. Molly goes in, that'll force Scream to be a little bit more careful, but Scream is in Garage, so he's still got an angle to find. That's why the smoke's now there. Bomb's in a terrible situation. MBK has to play into this. They're both in this spot as well. Maybe not expected, maybe not predicted, and he doesn't. He doesn't expect Scream's position. Considering the HP, these 2 players just won a 2v5.
That was wonderful to see. RPK and Scream as well. Who better do you want starting to build up to momentum in a best of 1? They are within the group of death. A reminder as well, this is a group A where you do see a lot of the huge, scary names grouping up against one another. So a win here for Envy is, I mean, it's not a must, but it certainly would be a huge step in the right direction considering the likes of SK and Fnatic are just around the corner as well.
Yeah, you have to be on your A game in this group. There's no two ways about it, and I've got to say, so far for me, I do like what G2 are up to. I like the theory behind it. Losing that round, you saw the individual power that can come from Envy, and it feels like that's been missing a little bit. Thus far, they haven't had many opportunities. You highlighted as well, quite succinctly, that they didn't have that much money. They weren't able to string together rounds. They were consistently at a loss, so you never got to see what they could really, really bring. Now, on the CT side, they got the start that was required. They got those first 3 rounds that means that they can actually build into this. Shock surprise. Okay, G2 got a little bit of a jab in there early. But that's not the end of the world. They know that the economy is now fragile on EnVyUs, and you can see them trying to punish it here.
Yeah, they're trying to push their buttons, and I mean, there's no doubt that they can make an impact with these pistols. They have got, I mean, what, 3 smokes? You've got 5 flashes. This is by no means going to be a laughing matter for Envy to deal with, but they need to get those fast mollies out to just disable anything absurdly fast. And as you can see, they do have their walk buttons pressed. But just as that dissipates, there should be a follow-up smoke. And I like to see the corner he puts it in. It does, of course, also catch off that hut. Dual-purpose smoke from Scream. Here comes the fight. MBK, nice work from him. Takes a swift frag with a CZ. Lawrence's eyebrows are raised, as on mine. Sixer in the meantime, though, takes down MBK. We are into that 3 versus 3, and now rifles have been scavenged. I'm starting to get nervous, as are Envy palms, perhaps a little sweaty. And these could be weak.
Spaghetti.
1 flash for Shox, 1 smoke for XMS. It's a 1v1. Mano El Mano, a duel on Nuke. And now it looks like Shox is going to disappear.
Nice work from XMS, though. Straight away going towards lower. He's going to be ahead of where Shox expects. Now XMS isn't sure, but now he is. Bomb's already down. He's going to spot him like, oh, Shox! Just turns, snaps, and just slaps him down. That's filth. 13-7, 1-man stands. Okay, the money's not great for G2. But again, Envy's money was fragile. They've kind of broken them down now. A couple of players can buy. You've got RPK on 4. You've got Scream on 4K, but you want to keep the money even, so a couple of pistols, bit of armor, equal out the money. But that shot as well from MBK? How long, what era is this when the CZs can do that? It's like Flusher when he just found out it was broken.
It was a prime counter stray from MBK. Really good control. I mean, I don't know how people use the CZ. It feels like a Fisher-Price pistol to me.
I love it.
5-7 for life. Nice work from Apex. Sixer continuing to take fights. He felt like he had to with his weaponry, but it does mean that now even worse situation for Envy as they try and evade 14. Mac 10 from body, even just trying to pocket some extra cash. Doesn't look like he's going to be finding too much. He knows they're unarmored, but his teammates have done all the work for him. Go on, Happy. Do something for me. Not quite enough. MBK is going to be the one to really bring home that 14th.
Did he do it for you?
Oh, he does. 3 for him. He's on his 16th frag overall, and it is just a complete collaborative team effort. Look at that. There's a very nice spread of kills for everyone on G2, and same can be said for Envy, just not quite enough. This is when they have to dig their heels in then, ladies and gentlemen. This French affair, a best of 1 for the ESL Pro League finals, could very well be ending if this round does not go the way of Envy.
This is just the group stage, though. There is still more chances.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to be seen from this. You know, don't get too worried, but it's still quite a hefty group. So, Sixer going to find Body. Good beginning, early pick, very, very quick, but couldn't follow up well. And I know that a lot of the players, even against Sixer, really rate him as a great AWP, a solid AWP. But right now it's Happy, and it's a Happy show. He tries to go for the rifle. He gets punished for that by Kenny, but they've lost out in numbers, and they lost out drastically in this round. But that's a shot, and that's an opportunity.
1 shot, 1 opportunity. I see what you did there, you spicy minx. Let's have a look then. Bomb goes down from Kenny, and he's got 3 more to find. And these are those absurd rounds that you start writing off as a caster, and then something stupid happens. And that's
We baited the noise. That was sexy as hell, Kenny.
Pulls the door, draws XMS's peak, and could this really be the 15th round? No, pushed out by RPK. Solid read from him, but it's not far off. XMS is going to be kicking himself. That got Lauren's arms in the air. No lie, you actually raised her arms. She's a fangirl, and that's going to be a much needed date for Envy.
I love stuff like that. He baited this down like he was going to go towards the door, and then he just like literally stood out and took the fight on vents.
Yeah, lovely.
It was just so nice. He was in control of the situation. Got to feel if maybe he'd expected him to be out already from vents or pushed out, he could have done more with that. He didn't. Is what it is. They still have the money to fall back on here, so that's still to be made, to be seen in this, what he can do on that T side. But as I was saying, I was speaking to MBK not too long ago about the shuffle, and this was very early into the stay of it. And, his thoughts about Sixer as an AWP overall, and he actually rates him very highly. He thinks he's one of the more consistent guys out there. Look at that keen lineup again. What is going on with these guys? They've been putting in work. Yeah, no, that was really nice. But yeah, they really rate him as well as you can just consistently deliver. We've got to see a bit more of it, I feel, but I know he's highly rated by players.
We did it 1.6, right? I mean,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, he was very fun to watch then, and now you remember the 1.6 AWPers don't necessarily translate.
Moses is a great player. I don't know why I'm so cruel to him.
Into CSGO.
Did you not see that?
Markelov, rest in peace. Sixer, though, already draws first blood. We talk of the devil, and already draws blood. Let's see what, though, NBK can do. This was the peak he did with the CZ. Now he's upgraded to an AK, and no one's going to be giving him the fight he hunts for.
And now with the changes to Nuke that weren't too longer, you can see further there. They obviously heightened that doorway, so you get a little bit more to work with. XMS with a very cheeky off angle. No surprise Shocks there. He has no chance of that one. And, well, at the moment, Envy keeping 5 in this. Feeling very comfortable. G2 going to have to fall back together, try and pull themselves from the pieces they currently sit in. And NBK fully aware of what's above him because he used to love a shotgun up there, didn't he? And now it's Scream to say no, keeps that vertical advantage. And the 2 remaining players are looking for picks.
Envy really not going to be bending the knee to G2 without a real fight, real brawl here on Nuke. First map of the tournament, you really want to... Oh, what is that angle from Kenny? You can actually see all the way into Roost from there. First time I've got to see that.
Christ, he's just walking in scoped. T-side AWPing. Oh!
If Christian was here, he'd
Well,
love
we
to
can have a
talk about
discussion
that.
about that later.
I'll let you
yeah.
have that one.
We'll see if it happens again, right? Because that was a prime example. But he has some good, interesting points about T-side AWPing these days. So, ooh, is Shock's going to pick it up instead?
I can understand a decision like that. They just believe he is a playmaker.
But look at the rest of the buy.
Okay.
It evens the money.
Sure it does.
But that's a well, even-ish.
Play around the AWP
all right.
on T.
What are you up to,
Interesting.
Shocks? He's going quick towards door, peeks in. Looks towards, I guess, where Happy is right now. No one's actually here. Sees where the flash comes from, but that doesn't give you much at all. There's not much to be read from this. And Six already found NBK. This is a very strange buy. Unless he can make it, recover some guns. Oh, disaster.
You hate to see it. That's going to be...
hate to see it.
That's an AWP line on the floor. They can even retrieve that. I think they heard it. The shot was fired. Don't know if they're quite going to get the scavenge. Yes, they do. Wow, double AWP. All that has done is given Envy a 10th round and given them a free second AWP to play with on this CT side. This game is not done yet, folks.
No, and players like Scream are starting to have a bit of a more, impactful game. He was very, very quiet in the first half. He's actually started to turn up a little bit here. So that's the interesting one for me, is seeing what Scream can start to really do. If he starts to, feel out the game a bit more, you've got to feel that he's one of those players who just, goes off feeling, and if he's feeling it, he's one of those you can't really stop. But a little bit quieter in that first half. Now we'll see what he can do. Now, the eyes go towards
Can't
Sixer.
stop the feeling.
Oh, God. He's been getting those initial picks so far. Happy on the AWP as well. Where's Happy playing at the moment? Oh, he's from Secret. Okay, so we've got something similar to what actually G2 are running on their CT side.
The danger of this peak is to take the fight from those T's close. You have to expose yourself to Silo. Not going to happen, though. Instead, they look to be navigating outside. You see them still relentlessly holding in their scopes. Sound cues are rife here on that T side, and they are cautious. Excuse me, on the CT side as well. Still, XMS has been quite consistent with his UMP. He's been keeping it into the gun rounds. And now RPK, this is where the test starts. He has to do something with that flashbang. Frags need to start lining up and correlating, and that's 2. In fact, Apex did some of the work for him, but EnVyUs still filling the kill feed, and this will be surely another round for EnVyUs, as NBK makes this a glorious 1 versus 3. He's got time to play with, doesn't need to rush this.
It's XMS. You don't expect him here. He quickly got in towards Squeak, and there it is. You just don't expect him to be there that fast. So, again, NBK wasn't quite aware of it yet. So now the money's pushed back for G2 a little bit. They can get a couple of P250s if they want, fashion something together. I don't know how much you want to get into on that, but on the other side, their money's becoming more and more robust. You're starting to get 7K on XMS. You're building up a bit of a bank on Sixer as well, which is great to see an AWP, looking towards having some funds behind him. So yeah, we've got a relatively decent purchase from G2 though as well. They've got armor and pistols.
They've won these before.
Yeah, let's be honest, we all remember that NBK shot with the CZ, so it's still possible, but it's unlikely.
Absolutely it is, and XMS with quite an aggressive angle. I guess he just wants to try and draw blood surprisingly early. Now backs away, smokes a little late. Now he's going to get pressured down by a multitude of Ts. He needs to get more than 1. That's not quite enough. NBK again with the eyebrow-raising CZ.
That's 2 for him in this round. They were so fast, he found Scream as well.
Completely missed that. Sixer's getting pressured now. That AWP's going to be in his hands for not very much longer. This could be it. G2, they couldn't do it with weapons, but they can do it with pistols. That is the story of French Counter-Strike for millennia. And now then Happy. What can you do to try and keep this 15th round at bay? That's a start, but look how low he is. He had to pay a very heavy price for that. Tries to draw one out. Great flashbang, and the Molotov as well will force NBK out, but that's another with the CZ. 3 in the round.
Move over, Flusher. NBK is here.
$500 well spent.
That's so beastly. Come on,
Outrageous.
NBK.
Outrageous. They couldn't break it. I mean, can we bring up the scoreboard? How many in consecutive rounds was that? That was 4. 4 back-to-back for Envy, and then they pull out just a bit of Kevlar and some pistols to break it. I guess it's the change of pace. I mean, XMS was not anticipating 5 people in his face that quick.
No, and to be fair, it looked like he hesitated towards if he wanted to stay and fight or drop back.
Right.
Because normally if you hold that angle, you can find one fall back to either the ledge of the
Or all the way
handrail
down the
or
ramp,
all the way
yeah.
down. He just seemed like he didn't know which one he wanted to do at that point. I guess because you know you're against pistols, you're like, oh, I can take a fight here, but then you're also like, I don't want to die to pistols, and then he died to pistols.
Decision making.
Yeah, it's not easy. So we do finally have that big buy coming out for G2 now. It feels like they can't win these, but they can with the pistols. But Apex, again, this is the kind of route that I like him taking. This quite aggressive, very like self-sufficient route that he does really nicely. Now, last time he provided it well, because he went fast to, ooh, hello. See you later, Scream. Doesn't matter if you get a headshots or not. Apex just took your absolute face off. Now, Kenny's found one, but it's XMS being the backbone of the team right now. And it's a 1v2 for Kenny, the man who stepped up so well for his team recently. He could close this now.
He has the opportunity to do so. M4 and AWP respectively for XMS and Sixer. Those are the 2 standing to try and keep this game winnable for the French side. EnVyUs. Kenny process of elimination. He has no idea where they could be. Look, he's going to be checking absolutely everything before going to retrieve that bomb. He feels like they have that information, but they're just going to be holding way, way back. Bomb retrieved. Step 1 complete. 35 seconds to take the round.
But that tells him something as well, that they don't know the bomb's there, that they haven't pushed up that far. They're probably doubled up somewhere, but this is risky. Way too risky. Took a gamble at the end. You can see how cautious he was getting to the bomb, but then actually trying to play towards the side, just kind of speeds it up. So, don't know, not a fan of that one. 15-12. Again, Envy, you know, it's step by step for them at this point.
Yes, it is. They have a decision to make now, and I imagine they're going to be playing erring on the side of caution. Yeah, you can just see a couple of pistols, no armor. But, I mean, they've done it before. G2 have
Where's
one
the
round
CZ,
with
MBK?
less. Yeah, where is the CZ? He's got the Deagle this time. When the CZ is working, I don't know why he's opting for the hand cannon, but we'll see. Really can't criticize. He's been spectacular in Hut. And you can see XMS has learned from his previous shortcomings, immediately backs away. This is the decision he was thinking about. Lauren highlighted so well last time. And this is just going to be a real pick apart. No real pressure for the CTs unless XMS does not anticipate this. Look at this, he's creeping and crawling. Catches shots, but immediately there's 2 others bursting through, and that's an M4. Fortunately, the rest of Envy have been relatively safe. As I say that, Apex finds another way in. 2 M4s retrieved. No Kevlar, though. And so first bullet from the Envy players should secure the round. They just have to be
Good Molly
precise.
use. Molly towards vent. Smoke goes down towards door. They should be able to get a safe plant. I don't know if they can hold it. That's the next thing. They shouldn't. They don't have the armor for it, but Apex is looking for the fight. He's trying to win this one. He's doing everything he can, but there's the aim punch. It comes through strong, and now Kenny plays out of it, finds Scream. It's a 1v2 again. This time even less likely than the one before.
Unwinnable. That's Sixer finishing that one and putting us on 15-13. Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in, but it does seem like we are going to be treated to a full 30 rounds here. Maybe more. I'm excited. I hope you are excited. By the way, you guys have been contacting us in your 50s to 100s. Lots of you are really into this, and you're going to be with us for the entirety of the stream. Much love. We'll be doing a couple of shout-outs before we do take our break. But keep letting us know if you're watching and where you're watching from. It's always good to know.
And if you like Alex's t-shirt with the
if you want to see me unzip my nip, let me know.
Your NIP.
Excuse me, my NIP.
Don't be vulgar.
Let's not be horrible. Twitch, YouTube will shut us down.
All right, Sixer.
Ooh, okay.
That's a peach. I'm going to find
No,
Kenny.
it's a shot, Laura. It's not a fruit.
You're a fruit.
Don't be ridiculous. All right, then. Here we go. Envy looking to find themselves in that overtime territory, but to win it, they have to find their 3 more frags. Kenny and Apex are forced to watch, sit back, and accept this game is getting closer than they anticipated. Yes, indeed they are. Shocks, that's 1. Stop it.
And Happy falls back to a more passive angle. Does get flashed, and he's actually fully wide. Body doesn't check the angle deep enough. Finally goes deep enough, finds Happy. We're back to 3v3.
Some people are into that as well. 60 seconds. Sixer crawling towards that ramp. He's desperate to try and bring this into an advantage for those CTs before the bomb goes down. Retaking 3 versus 3 against those AKs with a multitude of utility. They've got smoke, they've got mollies.
Going lower.
And it does seem like it's worked.
Oh, they still have to get past 2 players who will be in an aggressive position. They might catch him out. Oh, that's a lovely connection from RPK. That should almost secure the round unless NBK can find 2. Something ridiculous. It's still Shocks, though. It doesn't matter when Six has got the angle. This could be OT for the very first game. This could be a very long day.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. This is going to be a slog. Their money's limited as well. I'm starting to feel those OT vibes, but you know what?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
You do have those Tech 9s. You've got a UMP. This is where I think I can feel
NBK
G2 just
get the CZ.
turning up the speed, just turning up the pace a whole lot.
Shocks has got the spawn. All right, just
What's he got for us? Is that door going to be kind of open for him
slam it
again?
too hard.
Oh, he hits his walking, yep. I mean, the Molotovs are guaranteed, right? You can't really walk through them unless you really want to kind of get one and done.
It was late, to be fair. It was a late molly. It's there now at 1:30, so it was a little late, but he doesn't know that. And Body, no mercy, straight up just snatches that gun from NBK and then dies to the same thing. Alex.
My turn, my turn. Lambs to the slaughter. 2 G2 members down. And RPK doesn't have to move a muscle. He's already got those 2 kills, and he's like, who's next? Apex perhaps going to try and retrieve that AK? It's cursed at this point. Don't touch it. I like this from XMS. He's mixed up his angles. He's been playing ramp rather consistently, and now holding that close corner with his very trusty UMP. Bait coming in from Sixer is a little too costly. He actually loses his life for it. XMS, where are you? Did he go down as well? Excuse me.
Yeah,
Did
both went down.
caught out. That was a flurry of frags, and now suddenly G2 have a chance to close this out. 50 seconds. Keep your eyes on Happy.
He's the one who can really annoy this. You can see a great read there. He knows that Apex wants to work around through Secret. He's going to try and limit the avenues of approach. Now, G2 are struggling for options here. They're down to 38 seconds. They have utility, but they don't have that entry to the site. They don't know what's safe and what's not, so it takes time. And if Happy gets this kill, it could be all over, and that might be it. Shocks goes down. It's a 1v2. Nice quick play from Apex, and it's Kenny to find the frag. 24 seconds now.
God.
Scream's not in position yet, neither's RPK. Bomb's going to be down, and the Mollies are buying them time here. Let's see the after plant positions.
All of this hard work from Envy to claw their way back in could be squandered in a 2 versus 2. Next 2 frags determine it all, ladies and gentlemen. The perfect angle. Scream's going to have his head taken off. The headshot machine falls to his specialty. And now RPK, can you really save the day? This would be 4. He knows this is a very likely corner to pre-aim. However, the process of elimination is so rife. He now knows what's one in the corner. What's that? Apex waving a flag, draws his aim, and it's going to be 16-14.